Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Wednesday night Zoom. Summer's coming to a close. Those that have kiddies are heading back to school. Those that don't, I don't know. Summer's over.
Yay for us!
Because most people take their vacations during that time. So, anyway, I do want tonight, if I'm not mistaken, the ones that are in the boot camp. Which, if you've never done the boot camp, I want to recommend it to you. I think the first Doug Woods, the Millers and Doug Woods are putting this on. They have about 1,000 people in the boot camp. But it's all about, really, to me, getting you active, getting you going,
moving your business
forward, and it's to stay that intense for the whole 6 weeks. You got to really
be on purpose.
Yes, every
9 weeks.
Is it? How many weeks has it been now?
9. It's going to be 9.
Was it 9 weeks long?
But
Okay. I didn't.
She should share how
Yeah, Diane, maybe you could share what the boot camp's meant for you.
It is so motivating. I get off those calls and I'm like jumping up and down, like, where do I start? What do I do? Like, I don't know. It lights a little fire under you. And then it's giving us practical action steps to do every single week, kind of outlined. It's not like you can go, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
And then, and it's all stuff we know, but it's all put together in this wonderful, exciting package that just makes you want to just be them, do it, just do it.
And what has it done for you personally in your business?
Let's see. I have got rid of television almost altogether, like 10 hours to maybe 1 hour a week. Took apps off my phone. I am on purpose in my life, in this business and other areas of my life. I've lost 18 pounds in the last month. I don't know. It's just amazing. And I'm the fear that I used to have, because I've had fear for years now. And Diane gets in the way, and I'm like, I don't even care anymore. I just got to pay it forward and tell people. And so I'm talking to people I never thought I could talk to.
Right.
You're doing awesome.
And you're doing a lot. So I'll give you an example of just one day with Diane. Is that we had our get together yesterday and stuff, but all along the way, Diane's texting me, setting up three-way calls. We're doing a lot of different stuff, and it's just I think last night, in fact, when we got off our Zoom, I told her, hey, if you find something else you need to ask me about, go ahead. I'll be up to about 11 o'clock. Go ahead and ask me. And it was really impressive because it was like 9:30, and she texted me and asked me a question. I'm thinking, wow, this girl has definitely turned off her TV. She's moving forward. She's planning. And what it's done, she's planned out her health. She's planned out her business, and she is moving forward. And I call it the spark. I've seen people very successful in this business, and I've seen some really want to be successful. And there's that spark in the eye that says, you know what? I'm getting bulletproof, which means when I talk to somebody about Take Shape, it's not looking for a certain kind of outcome. It's just I'm presenting it to them if they accept it. And one tool that I think Diane's using that I wish some more coaches would use more of, and that's the three-way calls with your mentors. Diane is really tied into that. I mean, I never knew that tonight, because we've done one a couple of times already this week, and I never knew tonight that Diane was going to come on and say, oh, by the way, Jack texted me, can you do another three-way when we get off the Zoom? And so activity, but definitely the boot camp has really added to our business. And I got to admit, I have to get up Monday and say, let's hit it again. Let's get going. Because it's a lot of activity, a lot of going. Tomorrow, Sue and I start at 7:30, and I'm going to end about 10 o'clock tomorrow night. But it's all activity. It's all trying to get out there, be a part of the community, and try to find the people that need their lives changed.
Guess what? This is going to be really shocking. We've met so many nice people at these entrepreneur meetings, and I thought they were only in the Northwest. The panel.
We have them here too, but I've always been scared to go. But you know, my good friend started one, so I think I'm gonna have to go.
Oh, we meet so many people, and some do insurance, and so, you know, they just come from all walks of life, and then you have one-on-one meetings, and you refer, you know, people to them, and they refer people to you, and it's,
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah,
Jack and I love
I
it.
was a little timid. I went, and Sue said, well, I want to go too. And Sue, I said, well, maybe we'll separate and go. She said, no. But I think now you would actually go by yourself.
Yeah.
It's that's where you got to know the people.
We know each other now. They're like, hey, how was your vacation?
You always go to, there's,
you know.
we signed up for one and allows us to go to 14.
Yeah.
It's a real different kind of deal. There is no, you could walk in and have two other people talking about weight loss and stuff like that, but it's just
They have a
really,
big binder. You put your business cards in there. They have an online site that people go to when they need certain things. And it's just getting your name out there and what you do. So
yeah, and it lets us talk to people. So anyway, so I do have something I want to teach, but I do want to get to the thing of the modules have been out for a few weeks. I do want some transparency when you guys come off your mute, and I do want you to talk about it. I would like to know, and you know what? We're all family here. If you've not even looked at the modules, that's fine. I want to encourage you to start doing so. I'm getting ready to go another round back through them because I've added some new ones. For you that haven't looked at the health coaching one, the last one they added, it's really, really good. It kind of gives you the practicals of what to do and stuff. I'm trying to formulate and answer their survey, but I would like to see a flow chart. Where would you take somebody? And if something was a little different, how would you take them through all that? But again, for the most part, it's just dynamite for a new coach or a coach that wants to get going, to go in there and really get going. So I'm going to stop and someone pop off and tell me what they meant to you, some of your positives, negatives. It doesn't matter. So, okay.
it's your turn. Here she is.
Can you hear me, guys?
Yes.
Okay. I've tried to work really hard and be diligent at least one day a week to try to devote to going through those modules, and inevitably I get interrupted, either from client calls or pre-clients. So it's kind of slow. It's not as fast. I'm not getting through them as fast as I would like to, but I'm also having to reach out to some of my coaches who aren't really, really active, but making sure that they're in a position to where they know what these modules are all about. So encouraging them to get on as well. So we're kind of doing this all together.
Yeah, and that's fine. One thing I want to say that when you said what you said, something that has made Sue and I life a little more organized. We have moved all of our clients onto 2 days a week.
Yeah.
We answer it, so some days are pretty heavy client days, but what it allows us 4 days a week to build our business. And so we pile them all in on usually the first 2 days of the week, get them all done. And then Diane, when you let's say you blocked out a time of 2 hours or 3 hours just to do modules, and not saying you wouldn't answer client calls, but I would, if I blocked out the 2 hours, I would go through, I would study the 2 hours and not let anything interrupt that. And really, because once you get the flow, Diana, once you look at your coaches will get the flow. And the second point I want to say is, if they're going to get in and do the modules, I always encourage them to do so. But if they don't, I don't spend a lot of my energy there because some people just won't. We're not going to do it. So, okay. Someone else?
I love them. They're very they're almost elementary. They're so easy to use, and everything that they talk about, all the documents, I mean, they're all right there. So you're like, where would that be? And then there it is. Because, you know, so it's, they're easy. But can I just say, I like it a lot. I haven't gone through all of them, and I'm ready to go back around too, because I think the more that we look at it, the better. But about the blocking stuff off, that is one of the things they're teaching us in boot camp, is that you set up these times, and one might be client celebration time, another might be client and pre. I mean, the more organized you get with those times, I think the more effective you'll be and more on point and on purpose. And I mean, the other thing is, like, I have this spark, like you said, and I'm like staying up too late, and now my sleep is suffering, and that's chapter 17, and I can't let that happen. So I mean, you have to, remember I was talking to Jack late at night, but so I have to, you know, schedule these things. Not that some things don't fall out, like Jack said, or Diana, you might get calls or whatever, but I think you're right. You're going to do your follow-up calls, put them all in this 2 or 3 hour block, right, on this day, then do pre-client calls another day. Just get really, really organized, and it makes it easier. So.
Yeah. Good.
And to that point, the organizational, and I've been in the business, we've been in the business over 6 years, going on 7 years as coaches, and I have never had an emergency client call that if it didn't get answered the minute they called, devastation would. I mean, it's just not that way. I am one that is very good about, and so it's about getting back to the person. We don't let it. But if I've said, and another thing, I get up very, very early. I was up this morning at 4 o'clock, and I do a lot of my studying then because it's quiet and stuff like that.
And when they call, I just text in a meeting. You don't have to explain what you're doing. Meeting with yourself, you know. In a meeting, when's the best time for me to get back to you? Just text right there. If you feel like you don't want to leave them hanging.
Yeah, and that gives them the thing that they are important to you.
Yeah.
So. Okay, anyone else?
So I have a question about something, about the wonderful binder. The one that I don't have quite assembled yet, but I have a binder.
Mm-hmm.
So is yours completed? Is it possible if it is, if we could see it?
Well, a binder. You set up a binder that works for you. So I don't want to say that our binder is the. One of the things that Sue and I have really felt that has really worked good for us, I call it icebreaker, but in reality, it tells me a lot about the person. But right in the front of our binder, we have blanks of these transform your optimal health.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that's right at the beginning, because that 9 times out of 10 is where, when I get to that place of really finding out where they're at, I send a lot of them electronically. I'll tell them, I'm going to send you something that kind of gives me a feeling of where you're at in life. And then the next thing, the next section is, well, it's the well-being tracker. This is a brand new client we just started, the well-being tracker on her. And that's there. We have another section of what we used to call pre-clients. I happen to put the pre-clients. I've got them behind my well-being tracker because I just come off the 2 days of following up on clients. And so my tracker, but I've got it to where they're all in plastic. They're all in this plastic catch-all. It catches all. So I can move them around. I can move one to front, one to back. It doesn't matter, but they're all in the same binder. I got my health coaching trackers. So it'd go like this. The pre-client ones, or the ones that I'm working with or Sue's working with, would be first. Our actual clients would be in the first stages of, maybe let's say the first week. They're getting into fat burn. And then the next one would be ongoing clients. My next one would be my health coach trackers, is where when I talk to coaches and stuff, it's my Scribbly page. But one thing I didn't do that good of in the past is mark down where that coach was at. Mm. Like last night when I was meeting with Diane, I marked down what she's been doing, what she's learned, what I know she's learned, what I've still got to go over with her. I keep very good notes that way. And I would say on our clients, we're doing much more detailed stuff. We look at it as a scratch pad. We're never going to turn it into anybody. So whatever we can write down about them, or like in Diane's case, there's a couple people this week. She wants me to meet one of them tonight. So I write down things that she told me about her, or when I'm talking to them, I'll know how to follow up. And then I don't even, the thing where they said dead clients, I don't keep that in my binder. That's just me. It's
Okay.
because I don't want to.
Confusing.
Well, they're dead doesn't mean I can't go, but that I put them in my office, and when I want to go back to them. Now, that's not ours is not probably the only way of doing it. It's just the way it works good for us. So, okay.
No idea. Thank you.
Okay, Claudio, I saw that you come in, and what we're talking about is the modules. Everyone's kind of gave in what they've thought about it, where they're at, and everything from all of us, I think, to a T. Now that they're adding more, they'll be finishing these up pretty soon. They're adding 2 more videos. I forgot what they were. I apologize. But they'll be adding those. Pretty soon they'll be coming close, but we're really trying to get the flow. And I think that's the thing is you get a flow, especially as you bring on a new coach. You really need to know. Now, you got to be flexible because all coaches are not alike. And but bring them in with high expectation that you're gonna work very, very hard doing 3-way calls with them to get their cab. I really want to work hard to get their cab, but also want to work really, really hard to get them senior. So if they miss one, I still move forward to try to get the other. But that make sure they come with that expectation. You know, a person that's coming into the business saying, well, I don't really know anybody. You might want to really talk with them before you bring them in the business, because having a coach that does nothing is only hurt them because they spent $200 and you didn't take them anywhere.
And it's tough for an introvert to be a coach. It's just we have found it is. It's not impossible, but it's a little more difficult.
You have to take their character of what they do and formulate their stories. Again, work with a new coach. You work with their stories. Their stories are the most powerful thing. I would say this. You don't even need the modules to a certain degree, is that when they come in, you want to work with them on their story. You want them to line up those first 10 people that you're going to do 3-ways with. And I'm this committed. I will do 3-ways. I'll do 20 of them with that new coach until they get the 5 clients. I'll do whatever it takes. Generally, most people get it. And then a lot of times now, some of my coaches, they're calling in for what we call a meet and greet. They're already coaches. They're already starting on their journey, or they're already clients, and we're just saying hi. But they're out there, and the skills are being learned. But it's dedication. I think what Diane said in the beginning is turning off the TV, dedicating some hours to her business. And I can tell you, Diane's business is showing it. And so that's
She's a little spark plug.
Yeah. And that we love every minute of that.
Yeah.
So any other questions? Because I said I got 9 more minutes by my look at things, and I've got just some things from Les Brown. I don't know if you know him. He's Mr. Self-Development, and I like a lot of what he says. He grew up. He's a motivational speaker for a lot of the politicians, corporations, radio, all those different things. He's got the Les Brown show, and he was actually born with his twin brother, very low income in Miami, was abandoned in a building, ended up being adopted by a single mom. So everything in the world was against him. But he wrote 7 must-read success lessons from Les Brown. Now, what I want this to do is I read them tonight. I just wanted to spark something in you. There is nothing that you, in this business, there's not one person on this line. There's 7 of us here tonight, 7 groups. There's not a one person on here that can't take this Take Shape business and take it to whatever level. It's going to be, you have to find out where you need. If you're not doing 3-ways, you got to say, I got to start doing those. If you don't have any story out there, you need to develop your story. I tell coaches, I say, I'll call you tomorrow and I want you to tell me your story. I don't say, hey, next week when we meet, let's tell a story. Let's get this thing going.
Or it could be a concept. And concepts are strong. As Diane shared, she used to have fear. I mean, I remember being in her living room and just role-playing scared her.
Yeah, we'd get to a certain point and she'd just freeze, wouldn't you, Diane?
Yeah, so now she's talking it up and she's gotten over that fear.
Well,
So-
she's got to work. She doesn't care about the outcome.
Yeah.
If you talk to 100 people, if you don't care, there's going to some of them come in regardless of themselves. Like I said, I've done great meetings and no one's got involved. I've done poor meetings and 6 or 7 people have signed up. So It's just if they're ready, they're ready. So we just got to be out there talking to them. Okay. So let me see. Oh yes, thank you for reminding me. Thank you so much. We're doing the Meltdown Challenge. You can, if you're not a part of
Team.
well, Facebook. If you're not going to do your own team, or you need a team to be on, you can go to our Facebook, which is Health Club CLUBB. Or if you're not a member of Health Club, I hope you all are. If you're not, you can text us your email address, and we will add you to it. But if you want to come in there now as a coach, if you come in there, I would like you to bring some clients with you, and I would like you to oversee your clients. Doesn't mean we won't watch everything and help everybody up, but like, for example, if we have 17, 18 this time, I don't know. Last time we fell down. This time it seems that a lot of people have shown interest. I never know how much.
Time before we went.
But if you come in, I would like you to come in with a sub-coach role of really being powerful to the groups, putting positive words in there, and of course, watching your people. I would leave it up to you to watch your people too. If they're falling a little bit behind on their points and stuff, you have the coach-to-coach talk with them, okay? All right, here we go. Oh, man, we're okay. I'm going to read them. You need to learn to win, okay? There are winners, there are losers, and there's people who have not yet learned how to win. So that gives you the impression that you can do this. You just got to learn that missing piece that you've got going. All right?
Play to your strengths.
And this one, I think, is, to me, the most important. Plant a tree. Someone sitting in the shade today is because someone planted a tree a long time ago. I think planting seeds every day, every day, that you will eventually, it'll come back where you'll be on one of your off days, and a couple of people call and sign up as clients.
And he said, plant a tree today, though it may be small, its latter end will be great. So in other words, we're looking way ahead, even though it may be small. Maybe your business is small right now, but don't let that stop you.
Right, and can I just add too, I think we have to have patience. As on fire or as excited as you might be and moving, you have to be patient because not everybody's ready today to say yes. But like people are saying, we drip on them, love on them, be their friend, and then, those some seeds take a really long time to germinate.
That's right.
Yes.
But just don't stop.
So, yeah, if you put something out there every day, it'll eventually start coming back. Can you point me to
The scripts. The 3-week calls. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Let's finish
Okay, I'll leave that up. 3, twice every day, review your goals. Now, I'll say this. A lot of people have their goals up here, but they haven't written them down. You need to write them down, and you need to view them no less than twice a day, not twice a week, because when you're viewing your goals, it'll actually make you have positive attitude that whole day. It'll go right to your head. Stretch yourself, and I think you all know this. If you put yourself in a position where you have to stretch outside your comfort zone, then you're forced to expand your consciousness. And I think going back to Diane, we're kind of hoo-hoo-rah on Diane tonight, but Diane got out of her comfort zone, and now it doesn't bother her. You have to go past that fear to the point where it doesn't bother you anymore, that you can just do that, okay? And number 5. This is my favorite. Get your butt out of the way.
That's what he said.
The only limits to possibilities in your life tomorrow are the butts you use today. And what he means by that, well, I would do that, but I'm too old, I'm too young, I've waited too long, I've messed up somebody. Yeah, in other words, these are things that telling us why you're not successful. And he said, just forget those. Let them get out of your way and just move forward. He said, when you get knocked down, land on your back. Land on your back. He said, if you land on your back, you're looking up. If you're looking up, you can get up. Okay?
He also said you're not your past mistakes. So you may have fresh new beginnings every day. It doesn't matter. You're not quitting.
Okay. And the 7th thing is change. You cannot expect to achieve new goals that you view every day, twice a day, or move beyond your present circumstance unless you change. And I think that's so true for all of us. There's things that we do that hinder us, and we just need to learn what they are. Please, get with your mentor, get with Sue and I, whatever, and let's talk about it, and we'll get past that thing. Sue and I are doing a lot of things that we never would believe we're doing, and here we're in a new area. It's either this, sit home and we talk to each other, or we get out there and meet new people, and talk to them. I mean,
We go like 4 times a week sometimes, and you know what I tell? You're my best friend, Sherry. And she'll go, really? And I'll go, I don't have any friends yet here. And she'll go, oh, that's a nice. And then his humor, of course. You know, there comes Jack, and they know him already. But
they get onto it. If I don't bring Sue, they say, oh, it's just you.
But I think it's important to get out of that sphere that we're comfortable in, because really, I thought the nicest people are in the Northwest, and they are nice. There's a lot of nice people here too. So there's a lot of nice people outside of your surroundings that you're in that you haven't even met yet.
Yeah, I think we get comfortable. We get comfortable doing the same old things, and you'll find that. So we did have a question here, and I'm gonna.
It's Claudia.
Oh, that's not the one I wanted. Look out. Claudia wanted to know. Can you 3-way calls? Joanne did a great job.
I went on and I looked at Canvas videos and stuff, but I wondered if there was some kind of script because Joanne just flows through it so nicely. I just wondered if there's something so we can create our own.
Three-way calls for what? I mean,
for coaches?
Well, yes. Well, coaches or the story call or pre-client, those kind of things.
Are you? I'm trying to think. I haven't been in Simple Systems.
It's all in the
Well, Joanne checked there too, and she said it was there, and now it's not there.
Yeah, they've been taking
They
some things off.
changed things.
But I did a script the other day because I want to learn the scripts, or at least do the flow of the scripts.
Right.
And I'm almost sure that I picked it up. I thought I picked it up either in boot camp, or I picked it up in the modules themselves.
Oh, well, okay.
Have you been through all the modules?
Yeah, I have a couple times.
Yeah. Well, there's some new ones that were added this week. Did you know that?
No, I haven't been there yet.
Check that. I'll check too, Claudia. What I'll do a little research after this evening. I might just email you later this evening. Okay. I got to write myself notes, or I won't do it. So, Claudia.
I totally know that one.
Email 3-way.
And I want to put a stamp on what Diane was saying too. I was talking to somebody, I was engaged in an organization with somebody maybe 5 years ago when I first started and had my success in Take Shape. And she's like a coach of CEOs and so on, and she wouldn't give it a real time of day. So last week she called me and said she had some physical therapy going on, and the doctor's office had Take Shape. And so she said, well, I have a friend that does that. So she called me out of the blue and talked to him probably a year. And she's, I'm ready to get started. So now she's so jazzed. She's sending me like pictures of her scale every day. Now, this girl doesn't get on the scale with a phone in her hand. I mean, I go with no earrings, no watch, but she's on there with her phones. But so you never know how long it's going to take.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah,
exactly.
that's great.
And again, it's you have to get away. I think the biggest thing is, what are they going to think? Are they think I'm trying to sell them something? You guys are all, I've talked to you guys are all, you just don't go in with that kind of attitude. You can't go in with a fear attitude here, or that this isn't as good as it is. Because one, you got to get to a place where you really believe in Take Shape. It does change people's health. It does change if they want to get in the business and they want to go for it and not have these concepts. You can build a dynamic business.
One of the guys in one of our groups is named Bernie, and he just loves Jack. And his program is called Isogenics. And it's $600 a month to get started.
And it's not a food program.
No.
I mean, you have some meals in it, but it's basically to get the inside of your body better. And so So
Well, that, and I found myself saying to someone, it's $200 to start a business. Oh, I said it in the group because you get to share a little bit each time. $200 to start a business with us and in our business, and it's like, I don't think people believe me.
yeah.
But that's so great.
Yeah.
We have a great offering.
Okay, any questions? We a little over, 3 minutes over, but are there any questions or anything for anybody?
So if we want to join your group for the meltdown challenge,
Yes.
and we want to bring some clients with us.
Yes. All I'm asking is you be the coaches be very supportive, being there, giving him positive words,
Especially on the points
and then
if they
what-
start dropping off.
and then watching over the points. But you
Yeah.
know, you got to realize if we have 3 or 4 coaches in there with the rest of the clients
Yeah.
and stuff, we'll have so much positive going on. It
Yeah.
will really keep. We had a great. It wasn't very big last time because it was back to back. We only had 7, but we had. I mean, for the most part, 6 of them went over the 1,000 points.
So my question is there a link that I can send them so they can get signed up?
Yes.
Health Club.
When we sign you, are you in Health Club?
It's,
And
should
it's
be
on.
on
It's
there.
on there right now.
Right.
It's on there.
You put it up at 4 a.m.
Yeah, and if you're not in Health Club, just text us or email us your email address, and we'll add you today. Okay?
Yeah.
Well, I think I'd like to join in because
Okay.
I've been learning and in the modules and all that, just bringing myself up to speed.
We can all work together to get. We
It'd
can,
be
I like
yeah.
that.
Yeah, we can all work together to make sure the meltdown doesn't dry up. You know.
Yeah, well,
Third place on the first, which time was it?
Oh gosh, we've been in 7 or 8.
Three. Diane, you're involved when we got
I've been
third
in
place.
5 or so of 6
yeah, we were with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
back in the beginning, but it is so good this time. I mean, it's just getting better and better and better. And I've signed up as a client, or not a client. I've signed up on Jack's page, so now I can already start inviting my people, and you get 10 points every day for inviting.
That's right.
So join now, and then you can get
You
everybody.
get 70 or 80 points before
Right
they
now,
even start.
before it
Yeah.
even starts.
Yeah.
Yes, Jack and Sue had 60 last night, but I'm going to surpass them soon.
Well, I've been slacking off because people call me so late at night. And I
Oh,
get sleepy.
stop. You tell them to do 3 ways. What are you talking about?
No. Okay. So study your modules. Get your 3 ways going. If you're hung up on that, don't just stay hung up. Talk to your mentor, okay? All right.